weekend is WWE Backlash London. And quite frankly, throughout this past decade, there has been a number of bangers and a number of absolute stinkers. But today, I did want to go over some of the former and talk about some of the best matches from WWE Backlash. More specifically, I wanted to go over what was the best match from each year of WWE Backlash from, well, 2016, because WWE decided to not have a Backlash pay-per-view for a good long while. And I also want to talk mainly from my time of watching wrestling, which is the past 11 years. But from 2016 all the way up to 2023. Hey, if you like daily wrestling content, feel free to follow your boy and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. And hey, keep your boy over on the Twitch, on the main YouTube, on Twitter, and in the Discord as well for some more wrestling and maybe some variety content. So let's get into the video. 2016, it is not really a hard choice at all. It is none other than AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship. And if you told me or any other wrestling fan at the time that AJ Styles is going to debut in January and end the year off as the WWE Champion, I would have looked at you like you were stupid. I would have looked at you like you were crazy. I would have immediately written off the thought, added with the fact that Vince McMahon was still in charge at the time and that there was no chance that he was going to give somebody like AJ Styles the world title in under a year at that. Now, while you could go ahead and give some criticism towards the involvement of James Ellsworth throughout the storyline, the fact that AJ Styles still managed to have a pretty enjoyable feud with Dean Ambrose, nowadays known as Jon Moxley, ultimately ending the match with a low blow when the referee was distracted, hitting a style clash and getting the 1, 2, 3, and the unthinkable happens. AJ Styles had became the world champion, a Hall of Fame status that was already meant being further solidified. Before we get into this next one, I don't want you to scream at me, but it's Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton. And hear me out. Spoilers, there will be a second video and I will talk a little bit more about this match, but I'm gonna keep this a little quick and short. The real reason I'm putting this on here is because of the mere shock factor, and it was genuinely, I at times go back to this moment just to see people's reactions at Jinder Mahal becoming champion and just how genuinely wild it was, even though it didn't exactly have the best follow-up to it at all. But going on to some more easier to defend choices, let's get into 2018's Seth Rollins versus The Miz. And at this point, Seth Rollins is absolutely killing it. I believe at the time of the Intercontinental Championship, winning the title off of The Miz and Finn Balor at WrestleMania. And this man was having banger after banger with that title. Even with the likes of The Miz, this man was absolutely going crazy. And again, it's The Miz with the Intercontinental title. When you put those two ingredients together, you have a classic, you have something great to be seen in the making. Skipping over to 2020 because there was no Backlash in 2019. It was the quote-unquote greatest match ever between AJ Styles' opponent from the year prior, or well, at WrestleMania, and his opponent in the year following. It is none other than Edge versus Randy Orton. And quite frankly, I'll be real, that was a Freudian slip, me saying AJ Styles, but these two men had matches, or a match against each other, that kind of reminded me of stuff you would see in AJ Styles' old bouts back in New Japan. These two men were going crazy, and speaking of New Japan matches, it feels like they took the formula and reused it here, going for other people's finishers, pedigrees, kill switches, and more. These two were going absolutely crazy. This was the match that they should have had instead of their WrestleMania match, which kind of dragged on. And while it does struggle a little bit because this is during the pandemic, you can tell there is absolutely nobody in the, well, actually there's some people in the crowd, but they're mainly from the PC. These two still absolutely killed it, and it's a shame that we didn't get to have this match in front of a proper large crowd of people. One of my favorite Cesaro matches in WWE during a single run was against the head of the table, the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and I believe this might be his last appearance at Backlash, both for Cesaro and for Roman Reigns. I might be wrong for the head of the table, though I don't recall the tribal chief wrestling at the pay-per-view after 2021. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is sometime after Roman Reigns had effectively ended the career in the WWE. For Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson, this man had an absolutely enjoyable match with Cesaro not that long after Cesaro had a bit of a banger at WrestleMania the month prior. But alas, the Swiss Superman could not withstand the power of the Superman punching, spear hitting, guillotine choking, undisputed champion of the universe, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, as his reign of dominance will carry on. 2022 should come to no surprise. It is the match between Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, their second bout of this feud. And while in my personal opinion this is the weakest one that they had out of their trio of matches, it is still an absolute banger. When your weakest match is still not only the best of the card, but absolutely lovely, that is something that can't be ignored. Would recommend going back to seeing this match as well. And in general, this feud was absolutely lovely, absolutely amazing, and produced 3 of the best matches of the year as well. Could it have been anything other than Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest for last year? It was in Puerto Rico. You had a Puerto Rico wrestler versus a superstar in Puerto Rico. If you thought it was going to be something else, you are delusional. This should have been the main event of the night. These two absolutely tore the house down, and quite frankly, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny had a classic, and it would be a shame if WWE were to never return to Puerto Rico, or if it wouldn't be for a long time, because this crowd was absolutely in love with this match. Also, probably the loudest responses we had for the LWO in their entire run was here. This match slapped. This match went hard, and Bad Bunny proved to the world that he is one of the best celebrity wrestlers we've had. And Damian Priest, quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if this match is what led to us getting Mr. Money in the Bank, Señor Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, nowadays known as El Campeón. And again, I absolutely wish I was in this arena, because the atmosphere from the moment Bad Bunny came out to the ring with Timbea, my god, these people, oh my god, this is a reception I wish I would get to see more often in WWE. But those are my picks for the best matches of every single WWE Backlash of the past decade. Let me know in the comments below whether or not you agree. Post your favorite matches down below. And hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Join your boy for some more wrestling content. And tomorrow I will be posting my least favorite matches of every single Backlash from the past decade as well. And yeah, thank you for joining your boy. See ya.